So the next speaker, really gets into the messy world of real science. And he's been, subjected to the despicable corruption. He's been vilified, targeted, attacked, deplatformed. He's been listed as one of the disinformation dozen, which I guess is a real badge of honor these days. But he's a fighter and he can't be kept down. And we're so happy to have him be part of this movement, traveling around the world, going to events everywhere. Thanks so much, Sherri. Thanks for everything you do. And sorry for, all the suffering that you've been subjected to.
Thanks so much, Tony. I wouldn't be in one piece if it weren't for this incredible community and all the great people alongside me, yourself first and foremost. And thank you. So, I look at my own life as a case study in what can happen to an American if they fully exercise their constitutionally protected rights, such as our First Amendment. And I can report to you that there's a historic sea change that has happened, and it's been only quietly acknowledged by YouTube. A month ago, Jim Jordan received a letter from Alphabet CEO stating that they basically deplatformed and censored, countless Americans because of state pressure. And so that was the first time outside of Zuckerberg a month earlier acknowledging a similar pattern that, a major big tech vertical, we're talking about trillion-dollar companies, acknowledged that they were essentially laundering the suppression of our constitutional rights on behalf of the government, right, and other NGOs and hidden interested parties to just completely torch our constitutional rights. So what happened was only a few days ago, YouTube acknowledged by restoring my channels that I had never violated community standards. So that's a really important fact because essentially they're acknowledging it was government censorship behind the mask, and millions of Americans face this. So really what we're seeing is those who were put on lists, disfavored speech, Bobby, Dr. Mercola, Tenpenny, myself, those are just the, sort of like those who were pilloried and made an example of so that they could intimidate others. We're actually being restored. And it's not being reported out there yet because I think the implications are so profound. I think they're a little concerned that everyone's going to start asserting their rights again and that we'll have a true renaissance of free speech in this country. And I think a lot of people, that have been part of this movement, you really deserve credit because it took a lot of courage. It took a lot of effort and persistence. First of all, not being completely crushed and croaking is one of them. So after years of, Bobby is the perfect example of this, right? 20 years of not a single positive piece written on him. And yet, clearly, the lesson is that he gets stronger and stronger because the veil's been lifted. People have the least trust that they've ever historically had for the media and through the government until, of course, now we see our own people populating these positions of influence. So it's a really good story about how we are seeing a renaissance in this country of free speech, which is essential for informed medical choice. You can't make informed medical choices if you don't have the information, right? So that's the beauty of what's happened, Tony and everyone, is that we have free speech and bodily sovereignty, and they're the same thing. You have freedom. If you can't control your body, you can let others penetrate it, you don't have freedom, right? All the other civil liberties are just, basically empty promises. So the beauty of it is, and we're going to segue right into Maria next, is that I was able to go to Brussels on behalf of a bunch of grassroots organizations to be able to speak to how excited we are that Europe is actually inspired by MAHA, and it's literally a flame. Like in Europe, where they have much more draconian austerity, and of course, even worse, censorship measures being about to be deployed, we are here representing what is possible. And it's extremely exciting and actually validating of MAHA because it's not in a political affiliation. It's beyond egos and logos. This is a human movement. It's basic human rights and nonpartisan. And I'm just happy to report that it's uncontrollable. Okay, freedom, joy, health, connection is uncontrollable, and no matter how hard the media tries to do hit pieces and continue to show their cards, we are winning, and it just feels so good to be part of this movement. So can't wait to hear from Maria, who's the founder and president of Make Europe Healthy Again.
Thanks so much, Sarah.